fact you're saying a guy came in, is emotionally available, and I said I would twist to him because he's got emotion available that I want, and then now Adam's trying to be like him because that's what you basically said.
I want to start off by thanking everyone that supports my channel. Thanks to all my viewers, my subscribers, my commenters, and to everyone who's, just come across my videos. Let's get up to 3,000. Let's go, guys. Anyway, so what do I think? I don't know. It was Ox galore with Lacey's mum. That was very inappropriate. I can only imagine if a man or if Nate's dad did that to Lacey, whether her mum would be okay with that. That was inappropriate. And for Ross and Sasha, am I surprised that she wants him to move for her? No. She's seen that, she will be the number 2 lady in his life, and she doesn't like that. And Polly and Adam, oh my God, I feel for Adam's friend. Every time he comes, there's always something. But anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight UK season 9, episode 28. Don't know whether to call it cringe or Ox galore. Oh my God, Lacey's home visit. Her mum and sister, the way they were dressed, and it looked very cold. Poor Nate was shaking. So they're the first ones to be revealed. Her mum and sister are excited to see her. The screaming, poor Nate's ears. I don't know how he's going to last. And the fact that the mum had to bring up the dinner situation. It's like, I would assume off camera, you've spoken to your daughter and you've spoken to Nate. Why would you need to bring it up? Unless the producer said bring it up. I don't get it. The way the mum was dressed, for me, I'm someone who dresses the way I want, how I feel. So I'm not one for criticizing someone's dressing. But then if you're going to wear a short skirt, don't be facing your son-in-law and having him see the whole, promised land, the whole Jerusalem. I didn't like that. The way they were so giddy and excited. Yeah, it's nice that they're excited to see their sister or daughter, but still, it was very awkward, and some of the conversation was very uncomfortable. And we all know that Nate is a guy who always believes in positive vibes, and I don't know how long it's going to last. They were talking about jobs around the house, and Lacey saying he's good with his hands, and it's like, please. He's here to sort of spend time in your home and see how you live before you make a decision. He's not here to be your handyman. If your mom really wants a handyman, tell her there's so many websites she can advertise for a trader, and she'll get a trader. There's no need for your husband to suddenly be her handyman and fix all the odd jobs around your house. That's not necessary. Next up is Adam and Polly. They go to Nottingham, and it's awkward. It is awkward. I have a feeling, I know someone in the comments wrote something, I sort of glanced at it and I haven't had a chance to sort of respond, but I feel like something happened between Amy and Adam. I'm now believing that. Yeah, to whoever left the comment, I am now believing it because of the way that Adam has done a 180. Now he suddenly got a backbone to stand on. Now he's suddenly this man that can speak up for himself. All along, apart from saying that he's not attracted to her and he doesn't want to kiss her, he's always sort of kept his opinion about how he was being treated to himself. And so for him to be that vocal, I don't get it. I feel like maybe he's realized maybe he's better off with Amy, and so that's why he's sort of trying to sort of distance himself from Polly. They go to his house. I was pleasantly surprised. It looks amazing. I watch a lot of reality TV. I've seen some of the worst houses. Jeff T, Married at First Sight, and recently Alex. And so to see this, everything is white, and it's like, is he living here or is it somebody else's house and he's asked to use their house? But then when I saw the wardrobe and the clothing, they were all male clothes, so maybe it could be his house. The bedroom was so tiny. And for her to sort of say, so where will my stuff go? And he says, I am not moving my stuff out. And it's like, he's telling you that, he doesn't see a future with you. What else do you want? Why are you bothering asking? She says he's made her feel unwelcome, and she isn't welcome. Something happened. She knows. With women, our gut will always tell you. Her gut must be telling her that this guy is no longer interested. He's ready to move on, because the way he's holding on to this fight makes you believe that something happened or something decisions have been made or conversations have been had whereby they've chosen, maybe him and Amy, that they're going to move on together and they're going to dump their partners. That's the impression I'm now getting. So you have Ross and Sasha go to Manchester, and it appears they're going to see his daughter at his mom's house. And it was really cute. His daughter was excited. I don't think it's a good idea at that age to be introducing her to someone you're not sure whether they're going to stay with you permanently. I feel like he should have waited. Yeah, it would be nice to sort of see how she interacts with his daughter, but maybe they should have gone somewhere, maybe to a dinner or something, not made it so formal that she comes into a family space and then the daughter is going to end up asking questions. Whereas if he had just come with her and said, she's my friend, and explained to his wife why he's referring her to her as a friend, that would have been better. From the moment the door opened, you could see how ecstatic the child was, how ecstatic Ross was. They were very happy to see one another. But you could see on Sasha's face that she wasn't happy. I don't care what she says. She wasn't happy. You could see, because she realized that Ross was always going to put his daughter first before her. That's the impression that I got, because of the way she kept looking. And then she said, oh, this reminds me of my relationship with my dad and the fact that I'll need my support as well in Warsaw. And it's like, you knew this man had a child. You must have seen him talk to his child. And so why are you suddenly surprised that, he's always going to put his child first before you? If you had children with him, you'd expect him to do the same, to put them first before anybody else. So I don't get why you're shocked, and I don't understand. Yes, Ross did ask his daughter, do you like her? And she said yes. And, he was asking, is she pretty and stuff? And it's like, I don't know. I don't see that working, sadly. And I know it hasn't worked because they've split, but still at the same time, just looking at the interactions, you can tell that Ross really adores his daughter and is always going to prioritize his daughter, and that is not going to wash well with Sasha, because Sasha, we know, always wants her husband to be all about her, just as her daddy is all about her. And so having a man who's going to always put his daughter first is going to be a struggle for her, and I don't see it working. We didn't get to hear much from the mom. I would have loved to hear his mom's opinion of Sasha and whether she feels that that's an ideal partner. Given her behavior, I think if she had stayed married to him, the mum would have had questions because of how she's behaved in the last couple of episodes. But anyway, then oh my God, this dinner, you have Adam and Polly, they host Adam's friend. So the one who was his best man and also came and encouraged Adam to have sex with Polly is now back again. Poor thing. And this time, I think he regretted coming. Even the idea of her getting followers for Big O TV. He regretted this opportunity because Polly cooked what looks like a roast dinner for them, and Adam is still in his feelings. As far as I'm concerned, Adam is in the same space that Casper was, and is in the same space that Kieran is. I think they're all taking a page out of Casper's book on how to detangle yourself from someone, and this is what he's trying to do, because the way he's holding on to this fight doesn't make sense. So Polly dishes out their dinners. He's asking, why is your dinner small? Anyway, they sit down, they start having a conversation. And the friend is asking, since the last time we met at Meet the Family, how have things been going? And Adam is saying, well, she sort of brought up the issue about the stick or twist situation, and Adam felt some type of way about that, and he's saying, you're lucky that I stayed. And it's like, you could have left, Adam. Nobody held you down. You could have left if you're not happy. I didn't realize apparently they spent 2 days without talking because Adam was that upset. And it's like, but you said you don't get the urge to kiss her. You said she's not your type, and she still stayed. Yeah, you started having sex with her after being encouraged to. This is your own fault. This is all your own fault, because had you not stayed when you knew that she wasn't your type, and when you didn't get an urge to kiss her, and when she kept insisting that this is what she wanted, you can't suddenly say, you're lucky I stayed because you said you wanted to twist to someone. What did you expect? The way Polly described it as well, it made it seem like Adam became jealous after hearing that she wanted to twist, and so that's why he started making the changes that she wanted him to make. And it's like, nah, I don't think so. Adam made the changes when his friend came down and told him, either stick to this thing or leave and go home. Otherwise, I don't know how long she's going to stay on the show with you. And that's when he decided to sort of have sex with her. So they're both wrong, in my opinion. They are both wrong. And I feel sorry for the friend because he looked very uncomfortable and very awkward sitting there. watching them sort of have a back and forth and didn't know what to say. Obviously, producers were salivating because this is what they want, the drama. But for him, he looked very uncomfortable, and I felt so sorry for him. So the following morning, the argument is still continuing between Adam and Polly. I feel like it took a couple of days. I wouldn't be surprised if Polly, they had to put her up in a hotel for the night because Adam was that furious. I feel like there's a lot of things that are contributing to this argument, and sadly we do not have a full picture of exactly what happened, because it can't be the fact that she said she wanted to twist. There's a lot more that's happening, because he said after the twist comment they sort of were at it for about 2-3 days before she apologized. So now he's upset that she's not apologizing. He feels like she should have apologized for her wording or for whatever she said. And she says, well, you didn't give me an opportunity to say what I wanted to say, and at the end of the day I didn't feel like I needed to explain it fully since you already knew what had happened. And it's like, there's more to this story than we're being told, and I wish we could have a full picture of exactly what happened. In the end, I think Polly realized that, Adam is really seething mad. He's not going to budge from this. And in order for her to get her way, she would need to apologize, because she said it's hard for me to apologize. And it's like, buddy, if you're wrong, just own your crap. Just own your crap. Why do you say it's a struggle? Then if you don't want to apologize, then try not to upset people. Because as long as you upset people, you can either choose to end the relationship with them or you can apologize. So take your pick. Anyway, and then this is getting cringier and more awkward as the days go by. The following morning, you have Nate and Lacey. They're in bed. They've woken up. They're having a conversation. And you have her mum. The way the mum was dressed. If you know me personally, you know I'm not one of those people that wear long dresses. Everybody has to accentuate the best parts of their body, and if it's your legs, fine. But I think there's a time and a place. Her son-in-law is coming. She should have worn something more appropriate. And the audacity to dive into bed with her daughter and her son-in-law. I don't know. It's something that's a bit cringe for me. It's something that's a bit cringe. At least the sister was sort of was more towards Nate than the mother. I wouldn't have been surprised if the mother had found herself in between his crutch because of the way she's being so inappropriate. They go downstairs, they offer them hot drinks, and Nate is saying thank you for the wake up call. And if they were people that picked up on that, they would have realized that he's saying that wasn't called, that was unnecessary, that wasn't needed. You shouldn't have done that. And then the mom has the audacity to say, Lacey said you are good with your hands, so I've got a couple of tasks for you. I've said this before. She can order she can advertise and get a trader to come and do the work for her. She doesn't need to use her son-in-law as her handyman. So she has him painting, and she's making these inappropriate comments. I don't know why. The fact that she said if you are 20 years, older, then, and it's like, he's just as old as your child. Why would you be saying that? Would you say that if Lacey was a boy? Would you say that? And what if Lacey went to, Luke's house and Luke's dad said the same thing about Lacey? Would you be happy with that? Or would you be protesting and complaining to Channel 4 that the audacity of this man, this is inappropriate? You'd be campaigning for this, but it's okay for you to be touching this young man, to be making suggestive comments. Lacey had to shout, hey, stay away from my man. And the sister's going, yeah, she would. And it's like, she would what? She would take your boyfriend. Why do you think that's an okay comment to make? Those people are very fame hungry. I wouldn't be surprised if the sister ends up on Love Island next season because of the way they really want to be in the camera, in the limelight. Obviously Lacey, I think, picks up that he's uncomfortable. So when the mom and the sister walks off, she checks on him and makes sure that he's okay. And he says, I'm fine. And Nate has always got a smile on his face. He's not going to say anything inappropriate. If it was anybody else, I can bet if it was Alex, he would have said something. He would have told, his wife that tell your mom to stay away from me. I'm her son-in-law, not her boyfriend or future boyfriend. Is anyone surprised? Because you have Ross and Sasha, they go to a park for a conversation. And it's like, we saw his mom's place. So where is his place then? Why are they going to a park to have a conversation? Does he live with his mom? Does he live with his ex-partner? Why are they sitting in a park bench having this conversation? Anyway, so they're having a conversation about moving. And is anyone surprised? No, because seeing her reaction to Ross and his daughter, this is a given that she wasn't going to be comfortable with moving to Manchester because she's realized that she won't be the number one lady in his life. So she will have to take number two. And as we've all seen, she wants to be number one because she says her daddy always makes her feel like she's the most special thing in the world. So I'm not surprised that she's suddenly sort of backtracking, because she told the experts on the couch that she was ready to move to Manchester. Now, being to Manchester, seeing Ross's relationship and interactions with his daughter, she's realized that no, I still need to be close to my dad. And it's like, you're a grown woman, you're a married woman, you're not a small girl, you need to move on. It's time to move. It's either the two of you move halfway in between Manchester and your family, or you move up. And it makes more sense for Ross to be closer to his daughter, because his daughter is only 3 years old. So make that make sense. Unless he has full custody, or shared custody, you need to go up to Manchester. You promised you'd go up to Manchester. So it's a bit sort of rich for you to suddenly drop this bomb that you're not willing to move to Manchester. I don't get it, and I don't understand it. And I was surprised that Ross didn't push back very heavily on that. He did say he can't leave Manchester because of his daughter, but at the same time, he should have put his foot down and told her that, no, I can't move. It's either you move or we're done. Anyway, you have Polly and Adam go to visit Polly's place, and Polly, it seems, lives with her mum and daddy. Get your bum off the counter. She has the audacity to sit around. I hate people who sit around in the clothes that they had on outside. When you get indoors, change. Put your home clothes on and sit on the couch. Don't sit on the counter with your bum and be farting all over the place. Anyway, my rant is over. So you have Polly sort of telling her mum about how things have been going and the struggles. Well, she doesn't go into detail. She just says we've had some ups and downs. And the mum is quick to say that in a relationship, you're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. That's a given. You're not always going to get along. So you need to be able to resolve your issues and move on. And it seems at this point, they've resolved their issues with Adam. I don't know how long that resolution is going to last, but at the moment it seems they've resolved their issues and they're sort of trying to make their relationship work. And because Polly knows that Adam is not in the best of spaces and is not going to put up with the crap, she is trying her best not to say anything that triggers him. Her friend Alfie comes to visit, and her friend doesn't feel Adam. Her friend doesn't like Adam for her at all. And I'm surprised that she doesn't ask her friend why, because her friend's argument is that, Polly has put herself out for a lot of people and they have given her the bare minimum. And it's like, maybe have a conversation with your friend. Maybe your friend is the problem, not the people that she's in a relationship with. Because Polly was saying we're doing much better. We've had clashes, but we've resolved them. She is really trying not to tell her family anything because she's afraid that if she does, then she's going to trigger Adam. And I think she's realized that if she says one more thing to trigger him, he's going to leave the experiment, and she's not ready to leave. I think she wants to wait until final vows. So Adam then leaves them for a moment, and the friend is sort of saying to her, you deserve better. And maybe he's not your person. Same goes for maybe you're not his person. And that had her back up, because I don't think she's ever thought about it, that maybe she is not the right person for Adam. Because the friend is saying you can't continue to be asking people to give you stuff. And it's like, and then when they give you the bare minimum, you're okay with it. And it's like, why does she even have to ask in the first place? Maybe she needs to change her approach to relationships, and guys will be willing to do stuff for her. Maybe it's the way she approaches them that makes them feel that way, and that makes them sort of pull back and not want to do anything for her, and she ends up having to beg for stuff. And I don't know how the friend is going to feel when he watches the show and realizes how much she really was begging for every single thing. However, it was pleasantly surprising and actually cute to watch Polly and Adam with Polly's nieces and nephew, because they got to meet up with her sister at a play park, and they really seemed very relaxed. And Polly is trying not to disclose to her family anything bad about her husband. She really wants this marriage to work, and I don't know whether it's because she knows she's the one at fault, so she's not saying anything. She's just said, we've had disagreements, and the family keep reiterating that yes, it is bound to happen in a relationship that you're going to struggle, but still you have to understand that that's part power for the cause, because any relationship you're in, work colleagues, romantic relationship, family relationships, friends relationships, every relationship is going to struggle. So I get what her sister was saying. Even Adam, it softened him up a bit, seeing how Polly was with her niece and nephew, how she's very lighthearted, how she's playing games. And so had I not seen all the horrible things she's done throughout the season, I would say, oh, she's a really lovely person. But that just put, it is what it is. But I don't know. I don't see them working outside of the experiment. I think Adam has moved on and is just trying to be cordial. That's the impression that I get. You have Ross and Sasha go and meet up with Ross's mom, grandma, and sister and his daughter. And it's like, why are we not seeing Ross's apartment? Does he not have anywhere to stay? Why are we not seeing his house? Every time we see them, they aren't with their bags. It's just them walking down the street. Why have we not gone to see where he lives? Make it make sense? Anyway, so you can see from the interaction that his family is very close. They're really very loving. His sister pulls him for a chat and then he lets her know that, Sasha's saying she can't move to Manchester. I think he had already told his family that Sasha's moving to Manchester to be with me. So for the sister immediately said no. She shut that down. She said, no, you're not leaving Manchester. So I don't see this marriage lasting, because you could see that the moment he told his sister, when they came back down, her reception was totally different. It was totally different, because I think she now feels like, what's the point of this relationship? She said she was moving for him. Now suddenly she's come home and she's changed her mind. I feel like Sasha wants to be the center of Ross's universe, because you could see even when his daughter stood up and said, Daddy, I want to cuddle, her face changed. Her face changed because she's realizing that, oh, yes, as much as he's loving and caring, he's also loving and caring for somebody else. So I might not always get him to do that for me. And I think this is one of the things that attracted her to him, in the sense that he was able to sort of give her the care, compassion, and empathy that she needed. And now she's realizing that he just doesn't have it for her. He's also got it for the other women in his life. She is not happy, and I think this is one of the main reasons why, regardless of her not saying it, this is one of the main reasons why she doesn't want to move to Manchester, because she realizes she will have to share Ross, and she's not willing to do that. Oh my God, if I hadn't seen the clip before, I would have said, oh my God, I love Lacey's mom, because they sit down for a family dinner and they're sort of having a conversation with Luke and Lacey, and the family are appreciating the fact that they've now realized that this man really loves their daughter because of how he behaves around her. Because Lacey last time was defending him and sort of saying, you people don't get to see the man that he is behind closed doors. I get to see him, and I really like him, and he's very caring and attentive. And I think spending time with him, they've realized that this is who he is. And so I like the fact that they were sort of dissecting his, ADHD, and sort of acknowledging that just because he's not vocal, or just because he's not as expressive as Lacey would want him to be, doesn't mean that he doesn't care about her. And I think having her sister there and having Nate there, and them sort of explaining to her about the ADHD, and her mother acknowledging that, yes, you've dealt with your sister and her ADHD, this is a totally different relationship. But I feel like, irregardless of that, although he's got 100 things going on in his head and is constantly on the go, that doesn't mean he doesn't care for you. That doesn't mean he doesn't think about you. And even her sister was sort of confirming everything. And this was a nice conversation. This was a nice sort of building conversation for them all, because it allowed them to sort of get insight into Nate and where he's coming from, and also opened Lacey to the idea that this man really loves you, and your family can see that and acknowledge and approve of this relationship. So I loved that interaction. I really did. And I felt like if only we had seen more of that instead of the inappropriate behavior, this would have been a nice homestay. Nate, on his part, seemed very comfortable, and he seemed happy that they were acknowledging sort of his strengths and sort of building up his weaknesses, and sort of making it easier for his wife to sort of understand where he's coming from or what is going on as, they progress through their relationships, or when any issues arise. Then you had Polly and Adam. They went for a date. We seemed to get more scenes with Polly and Adam than anyone else. I don't know whether it's because everybody else's homestays were boring. And so Adam was acknowledging that, I loved your homestay because you made me feel very welcome. No one made me feel uncomfortable. It was nice to see a softer side of you. And it's like, yeah, that's nice, because every time we've seen her, she's always been in somebody else's drama, or she's always been clashing or demanding something from her husband. So it's nice that he got to see different sides of her, and he acknowledges that actually there's more to his wife than he thought there was. So that was really cute to see. I really enjoyed these homestays. I was uncomfortable with Lacey's, but anyway, it sort of built to a better space at the end. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 27. Bye guys.